A forward, number 20, Armando Moreno. A forward, number 25, Stefano Bonomo. And a forward, number 42, Brian White. The head coach of the New York Red Bulls team is John Williams. The substitutes for TFC2 tonight, a goalkeeper, number 80, Angelo Alonso. A defender, number 61, Antonio Romeo. A midfielder, number 45, Luca Michelo. A midfielder, number 42, Stefan Beats. A midfielder, number 39, Luca Petrasso. A forward, number 32, Henry Downing. And a forward, number 20, Michael Akinola. And now, for the starting 11 for TFC2, the starting goalkeeper, number 20, Willis Patterson Sewell. The defenders, number 77, Brandon Montgomery. A defender, number 32, Julian Johnson.
Welcome to BMO Field on the lakefront in downtown Toronto. It's USL Soccer Match Day as Toronto FC2 welcomes New York Red Bulls 2 to north of the border. Welcome to those watching on ESPN Plus, USLsoccer.com. I am Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield. These two sides met on the first match day of the season at Red Bull Arena, with New York coming out on top by a score of 2-1. And really, since that time, the two sides have remained true to their initial form. The Red Bulls off to a very good start to the campaign. TFC2 still looking for their first victory.
Yeah, the Red Bulls are in excellent form. They're undefeated in their last four. TFC2 now need to turn in good performances into results if they're going to climb
on that
table.
Opening match day of this season, Terry, Andrew Tenari was front and center. Scored a brace on the day, has 3 goals on the season altogether. Only scored 2 all of last season.
Tenari was excellent. He's perfect for the New York Red Bulls philosophy. The press is extremely high. He covers a ton of grounds. He sits in a midfield role. He'll break from there. He'll score goals, Wheels.
Speaking of goal scorers, Aiden Daniels for TFC2. He opened the scoring in what turned out to be a 2-1 loss to Richmond midweek. The 19-year-old, very bright start to this season.
His form's been excellent as well. He's been playing on the left-hand side of a front three. Last year he played in midfield, and I think that move has suited him down to the ground. Here's his goal against Richmond. He picks the ball off of Sean Hundle tuck, and he's clinical in front of net. He's dynamic. He's very good in 1v1 situation. He's worn the captain's armband this season. He's also traveled with the first team as well.
Daniels and the Reds looking to take advantage of the Red Bulls today. It's cool, it's crisp, but the play on the field, we're hoping will be on flames, Terry. It's Toronto FC2 and the Red Bulls 2. Sit back, kick back, and enjoy right here on ESPN Plus and USLsoccer.com. Welcome back inside BMO Field. It's Toronto FC 2 taking on New York Red Bulls 2. A chilly Saturday evening on the lakefront in downtown Toronto. Let's take a look at the visiting New York Red Bulls 2 and the lineup that Toronto FC 2 will face tonight. The highest scoring team thus far in the USL soccer season, Terry.
This 11 will shape up in a 4-3-3 system. They played an extremely high tempo. They're relentless at times. Up top, Bonomo will lead the line.
Brian White also with 4 goals on this early season, and for Toronto FC 2, more like a 4-4-2 formation for TFC 2 on this day, and Aiden Daniels wearing the captain's armbands.
Yeah, look for Noble Okello, young 17-year-old. He'll just screen that back 4. At times, he's been excellent this season. Boskovic and Julian Dunn will form the center halves. And Caleb Patterson-Swell, he's the number 3 goalkeeper for Toronto FC. He drops down for a USL game.
The head coach for TFC 2 is Laurent Guyot. A longtime Frenchman, was a player in Liga and used to be the head of the Toronto FC Academy before taking over TFC 2. This is his first year in charge of this team, and John Wolniak is the manager for New York Red Bulls 2, a longtime domestic player here in American football. Done a very nice job with this young Red Bull side.
In 2016, won the championship. The next year, lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. Excellent job he's done with the New York Red Bulls.
Silviu Petrescu, the local referee, is taking charge of proceedings here today. It's an important one for Toronto FC too. They fared well earlier in the year in a goalless draw here in their lone other match here at BMO Field. It's been a stop-start beginning to this season with fixtures being moved around due to pitch conditions and changing conditions. So it's about time where they just settle in at home, get comfortable with their new surroundings, isn't it, Terry?
Yeah, the performances haven't been reflected in the results. I think each game they're getting better and better. They just now need to kick on. I think a result will be good for their confidence. They went up 1-0 in Richmond and then conceded 2 goals that they'd like back.
Well, it's a game of chances, and simply put, they need to take advantage of the chances that present themselves. Only 2 goals scored on this early season, and looking to right some of the wrongs in front of goal, and that's going to be key today, Terry.
You say in front of goal. The fact that the group's creating chances has me a little bit less worried, but you do need to take them.
Jordan Scarlett on the ball for the Red Bulls as the early formation set out. Toronto FC almost looking with Okello dropping deep there. Looks like they're almost playing with 3 at the back. Combative stuff there in the midfield. Comes out to number 80. Okello with the early clearance. Does that surprise you? He's dropped so deep right from the get-go, Terry.
Yeah, the shape will look a little bit more like a 4-3-3. Okello will screen that back 4 with just Waja and Minho in front of them. Minho, Argentinian, made his debut a week ago at BMO against North Carolina. He was excellent.
Julian Dunn with a good touch on the ball as the ball half cleared to Big Ben Spencer up front. He's an absolute handful, a sizable opponent. Will cause trouble for the New York Red Bulls back line. Red Bulls in possession. Good ball over the top. In retreat. It's Brendan Akoni. Unlucky in the midweek game. Own goal credited to Brandon. Good young player, good size as well.
Yeah, playing a little bit out of his preferred position, playing on the right-hand side. Played most of his young career at center half, but he's athletic, he's versatile, and he can do a job at right back. I don't think you could stick that own goal on him. High
pressure early from the Red Bulls. The ball half cleared to center. And the touch all the way back to the goalkeeper. Work to be done. As the New York Red Bulls settle in, coming off a draw their last time out. An impressive 5-0 win over the Tampa Bay Rowdies the time before that. This team can be electric at times. Good ball through the midfield as the Red Bulls press forward. On Coney there, he clears only as far as number 36, that is Andrew Tenari. Here comes Ben Spencer. He has Minho coming down the left-hand side. That's actually Aiden Daniels wearing the captain's armband. Poor clearance, there's Big Ben Spencer. Plays it into the middle of the park. Good touch on the ball. 3 New York Red Bulls players do well to close that down. Simply no space here in the early proceedings.
They played at an extremely high tempo, the Red Bulls. We touched on that. It's so important that you have a picture in your head. You know where that ball is going to do. And if you can play through the pressure just like this, you'll get opportunities.
Good ball through by Malik Johnson, finding Spencer.
I thought Malik Johnson was excellent midweek against Richmond. Created all sorts of problems every time he got on that ball.
Migno through the middle of the park. Good switch of play. Bjornathan. Back to Migno. Crafty player.
Yeah, he's very comfortable on that ball. Can receive it under pressure, can go either way. He's great at creating half a yard.
Good overlap. Player's a little bit static in the box. Doesn't really have any option as the Red Bulls do well to close down the space. An early throw coming. We're here in the 4th minute of play. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. Bjornathan, long throw coming up. Noble Okello moves forward. There he is, goes over his head. Big flick on through the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper really didn't have much to do with that. Unconi plays that wide right. Waja gets back on the ball again. Finally, the Red Bulls are able to clear through De Vera.
He works hard on both sides of the ball, Waja. Not only is he comfortable on the ball, but he's very good at getting it back. His pressure leads the New York Red Bulls 2 into a throw for TFC.
Early free kick given here. TFC actually started very brightly in the opening match of the season at Red Bull Arena. Ended up going out, scoring the first goal. Then the waves of pressure came from the Red Bulls. But in all honesty, Toronto FC had their chances with Ben Spencer coming close and also having a penalty save.
Yeah, Ben Spencer had a 1v1, also had a penalty save. Those were probably the turning points in the game. Matthew Serbo scored a good early goal, and yes, the Red Bulls had a ton of opportunities and probably controlled the game, but TFC were defending stoutly, and eventually it was just too much pressure in the end.
Good header on the ball and no nonsense defending right there. Back to the goalkeepers, they reset. Endam, young Cameroonian center back, 19 years of age, another big boy. Lima. Good patience there as Toronto FC fall back into their blocks. Daniels out to pressure.
It's interesting you say that about the blocks, Gareth. This is the ideology, the philosophy that Laurent Gayou's trying to teach these players to sit in this middle block, be compact, and then look to break from there and create opportunities in that space in behind the New York Red Bulls.
Julian Dunn putting pressure on the ball. The Red Bulls come away with it. Dunn is there again. Plays the ball into the middle of the park. A little bit of a mess. Here comes a scramble, and Patterson Sewell able to clear. Here's Migno. It all got wrapped up, and Silvio Petrescu rewards him. We like to call that a professional foul. Time it's Tenari wrapping up Migno. Actually, a heads-up play, not allowing TFC2 to get out on the break.
That was good. It was smart play from Lima. The New York Red Bulls 2 team, just a little bit older than the TFC2 team, and I think that at times is important. Just that couple of years, TFC closer to, on average, 20, 21 years of age. This New York Red Bulls 2 team is 23, 24. And little moments like that, that little bit of experience is important.
Good touch on the ball by Okello out wide to Unconi. Doesn't come off. With Daniels and Johnson falling in behind, it's not so much a 4-4-2. It kind of looks like loading up the midfield a little bit more against this Red Bulls team.
Yeah, at times it can look like a 4-5-1. That in possession, hopefully it morphs into a 4-3-3 with Aiden Daniel and Malik Johnson just given license to get forward at the right opportunity.
Throwing up, coming down the right-hand side, finds some space, and Bjornathan putting pressure on the ball, keeps it in play. Does he? Nope, flight goes up. This will be a Toronto FC 2 goal kick. It's just above the freezing mark here in Toronto. The field took in a lot of rain over the last 24 hours, settled down over the course of the afternoon. When you're watching, and you're gonna notice that the wind pushes right down to the south end of this stadium, right to left on your television screen. It's quite vicious, Terry, and clearly has an impact. It's behind Toronto FC's 2 back in the first half of play, and something worth monitoring.
Yes, as soon as you get sort of in around that 30-yard mark, you want to be thinking shoot. That ball, the wind makes that ball shift all over the place. The pitch is a little bit cut up. The first team, TFC, just played the Chicago Fire in a 2-2 draw. Last-minute goal again from Alan Gordon, former TFC player.
The Red Bulls are on the ball. Aguinaga plays that ball into the box. A little bit of miscommunication there, but it's Patterson Sewell coming away with it. Good long throw out, starting the break. Malik Johnson got his pace for days, ends up turning the defender, does well to win that ball back and hold it up to Mino. Okello under pressure. Back to Onconi to set that up. Played Okello into a very difficult situation, but Onconi makes up for it with that recovery run to win that ball back. Bjornathan have some space. Spencer to time his run properly. Bjornathan.
Looks a very high line from the back four of the Red Bulls. If TFC can pick that right pass, like that ball from Boskovic. Malik Johnson just a little bit offside. There might be some space in behind.
Right idea. Good switch of play by Boskovic.
Malik Johnson, we see him in our pictures there. He was so good last week. Each time he got on that ball, he was electric, made things happen, heavily involved in Aiden Daniels' goal. It was his cross into Sean Hundle that led to the goal.
Red Bulls forced to reset, showing some decent patience here out of the gate. Scarlett to Ndam. Play a little bit of a two-man game. Good shape by Toronto FC defensively. Onconi wins that ball.
I spoke to Laurent yesterday, the head coach of TFC 2 Wheels, and he wants his players to be comfortable in this middle block. When oppositions have the ball, that they're not panic stations, that there aren't space in between the lines, and that the distances and spacings are right. And it's not easy when there's a high turnover of players and players going up and down from the first team, players coming up from the academy. But this is the shape that TFC 2 are going to stick to this season.
Good long ball by Ndam over the top. Bjornathan, 2 men on him. Well done, plays it off the Red Bulls defender and out for a Toronto FC 2 throw. Red Bulls looking to go undefeated in 5. The TFC 2 are winless in 5 matches thus far in the early stages of this season. When you're a young team, you really just need to get those 3 points under your belt, boost the confidence, boost the spirits, because you're right, Terry, they have played some very good football. It's the finished product that's not quite there yet. Plenty of time to get that right.
That result just gives you a little bit more belief in what you're doing. And I think the goals that have cost TFC 2 in the end have been preventable. They've been mistakes that young players do make, but it's so important that they learn from those experiences.
Here come the Red Bulls down the right-hand side. 2 options open in the area instead. Picks out Aguinera right on top of the area. TFC 2 does well to close that down. Boskovic wins that ball. Only as far as Lima. That ball to the left-hand side. Overcooked that time by Red Bulls 2 and out of play for a Toronto FC 2 throw. Good defensive recovery in what looked to be a dangerous situation.
Yeah, it was a nice TFC 2 block that was very compact. I thought Lima forced it a little bit there. When TFC 2 are in a good shape like that, Lima just needs to keep that ball, try to unbalance the TFC team shape. Maybe make an extra pass.
Little miscommunication there between Owaja and Daniels down the left-hand side.
It's been a long day for the TFC 2 players. They were in early. They watched the first team play. Ideally, you want to show up at a game an hour and a half before, but with a double header, they've been in for 4 or 5 hours.
Mino in the middle of the park. Plays it through to Johnson. Johnson inside the 6-yard box. That's going to be out for the first corner kick of the match. Malik Johnson looks to be the danger man for Toronto FC thus far, coming down the right-hand side of the field, Terry.
Yeah, he looks a real threat. The player pulling the strings for TFC2, that was Mino, just popping up in between the lines there. Nice patient play for him to let the play develop, slide it into the path of Malik Johnson.
Corner kick coming up from the near side, looked to be an out-swinging kick. Aiden Daniels to take. 5 Toronto FC players lined up on the top of the 18-yard box, and a line of 5 and a line of 3 in defense. Zonal for the Red Bulls too, goes over the head of the goalkeeper, Loro, I should say, and out for another Toronto FC 2 corner kick.
Yeah, I think the ref gets that one right. I think the set piece on corner kicks might be something off the training ground. Possibly Laurent Gayu's seen something on the video, the zonal marking. By setting everyone up out on the edge of the box, you can run into that zonal marking and catch it.
It's an interesting formation. Look at that, 5 players lined up right on top of the 6-yard box.
Hopefully you can get a run or a jump on one of those players.
In-swinging corner kick coming. Daniels again. Fails to get over the first man, falls to Mino. Simply plays that back up, tries to get it back in the mixer. Here come the Red Bulls. Plenty of numbers back for Toronto FC. As the attack comes down the right-hand side. Good overlap by White. Ball tried to play through to White. Sorry, that was Cutler on the overlap. White on top of the 18-yard box.
It's interesting how TFC2 are almost surrendering possession a little bit, letting the Red Bulls have that ball.
Here they are on top of the 18-yard box. Dunn and Boscovich play pinball a little bit. Daniels with a chance to clear. A little bit of a hesitation, well defended by Lima.
What I've seen of the Red Bulls this season, they're almost at their best when they're out of possession, pressing high, turning that ball over, and then they're excellent in transition.
Loro spins that out of play. He's had a very good start to the season.
I think it'll be good wheels for Julian Dunn to get a game under his system after making his first start for the first team against Houston. Had a tough day. The first team were beat 5-1.
Mino gets on the ball. Really good first touch. Forcing Lehman into a challenge. Here's on Coney. Throws it into Malik. Johnson turns on the ball. Strong play, keeps it in on Coney inside the area. Spencer gets a touch, good touch. It's going to be out of bounds for another Toronto FC corner kick. Good first touch on the ball. Started off with Mino, ended up with Ben Spencer.
Yeah, great ball whipped in by Onconi. His first touch is excellent from Ben Spencer. Waja, Mino just waiting on the edge of the box. I think one of them needed to make a forward run there. In the end, Ben Spencer takes the shot on. Both Mino and Waja were waiting for a layoff.
Daniels to take this. Corner kick, out-swinging kick coming up. Daniels, this is better this time.
Great
right
ball.
Into the mixer. Ben Spencer rises for that. Loro up for the challenge.
Nicely driven corner kick into the box. Right on a line. Ben Spencer's just stood there. I think if he's coming onto it, he's able to get more power. Great ball from Aiden Daniels.
These are the dangerous moments. The Red Bulls playing on the counter. TFC2 does well to get back. Very good corner kick taken this time, the third of the match. Aiden Daniels, like the way that he hit it, Terry, just didn't float it in, hit with purpose.
Yeah, real flat delivery from him. Almost hits it into the wind. And Ben Spencer, he's almost stood still. It's tough to get a whole bunch of power. He can only redirect it towards goal.
Spencer manhandled that time around. The long legs of Okello gaining control to Onconi. Good ball over the top. Waja with the run. A little bit too far out of his range. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. We're in the 17th minute, no score between TFC2 and the Red Bulls 2. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. Well read by Okello. He's going for a little bit of a shot. Good recovery run by the Red Bulls. Cutler plays it down the right-hand side. That's out of touch for a Toronto FC 2 throw. You like those marauding runs from Okello, Terry?
Yeah, he steps up in between the lines extremely well.
Johnson one-on-one in the near side. Well won back. Moreno. New York Red Bulls doing a really nice job putting pressure on the ball once again. They attack from the front. The captain Bonomo.
Look how hard they work to get that ball back. All starts off with Bonomo up top, starting that press. The two wide players, Moreno, White, switched right on.
Boskovic thinks that that passes on to Bjornathan, and just that space gets cut down so quickly. Terry, when you see players play so aggressive defensively, what are you thinking at that time as a player? How do you compensate or mitigate for that?
I think you need to play your way out of it by almost sucking them in a little bit with a short pass and then play forward. And once you play through that initial pressure, all of a sudden you've beaten 4 or 5 players. But the Red Bulls are quite smart. They'll push you into an area, and you think that ball to the fullback Bjornathan's on, and then all of a sudden they nip in, and then they're excellent once they get that ball. They're dynamic, they're direct, they commit bodies forward. Almost a little bit like Liverpool, how they play.
The short, long. Here's Daniels over the ball, puts his left hand up into the 18-yard box. Well won by the Red Bulls. Here they come the other way. Moreno. Well defended by Waja. Good through ball. Flag goes up. Despite the very good finish by Onconi, flag went up. Offside, right idea. Waja with a beautiful weighted pass, Terry.
Yeah, great ball from Waja. Great vision from him. Straight pass onto almost a little bit of a diagonal run. Tough to see from that angle whether it's offside.
Malik Johnson.
Maybe just half a yard offside. Great strike from Onconi, the fullback getting forward. Just hits it first time, rips it.
Just where you're taking another look there, Malik Johnson just came down the right-hand side, took a shot from distance. So Toronto FC doing well, kind of putting pressure back and counter-attacking with purpose. Cutler. Good defending by Bjornathan. Putting pressure on White. Daniels, shoulder to shoulder, strong challenge. Okello. Cutler gets the better of him. Frantic play in the middle of the park. Petrescu not allowing play to continue. No advantage there. Waja goes into the book here in the 20th minute of play.
Aguinega just beats Waja to it. It was nice movement in the middle of the park from TFC. Noble Okello stepped out. Waja came round on the cover. Aguinega just too quick for him. Leaves his studs in. Waja leaves his studs in his leg there.
Well, you knew he was going to go straight to his book. The fact that he didn't allow play to continue, Waja just getting stuck in. In fairness, Aguinega was fully committed, so was Waja, just got the timing a little bit off. Good pressure down this right-hand side. Malik Johnson started this match very well.
It's good to see TFC really on the front foot. I thought at times they sat a little bit deep in New York, trying to win that ball higher up the pitch, take a little bit of pressure off that back line.
Well read, Bjornathan. Ball over the top, Bjornathan drawn out of positions. White inside the area, open man, and crisis averted. Bonomo just didn't get all of that shot attempt. Comes off a TFC defender. Bonomo that close to opening the scoring.
Best move of the game for the Red Bulls. White gets in behind Bjornathan, cuts it back to Bonomo. Bonomo just scuffs his shot a little bit. Might have been better going to the near post. TFC2 collapse around him well, get enough pressure on him. Red Bulls get a corner kick here.
Stefano Bonomo, best chance so far in this match. In swinging corner kick coming up here in the 22nd minute. Good ball into the area. Spencer, the striker, doing his work defensively. Johnson holds off 2 Red Bulls players. Spencer, oh, just offside. Laurent Gaillot cannot believe it.
Yeah, I think
that was inch close, Terry.
Yeah, I think he's just an inch offside. Malik Johnson, a little bit scruffy with his hold-up play. In the end, does really well. Battles to get hold of that ball. You think he's going to go out to the left-hand side. I think it's Waja making a run. Tries to cut back ball to Ben Spencer. Ben Spencer isn't able to hold his line and stay onside.
Ball cheaply given away. Here's Daniels with a chance to Spencer over the bar. Another opportunity missed, this time by the Reds.
Great move from TFC. Aiden Daniels involved on that left-hand side. He loves to cut inside, drives at the defender, and at the right time just puts it on a plate for Ben Spencer. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. Just bobbles up a little bit. He isn't able to get over top of it. It goes into Lake Ontario.
Well, that's multiple times. Either Scarlett or Endam or the back four of the Red Bulls have cheaply conceded possession. If I'm TFC2, I continue to step up. Players mixing it up here. Boscovich right in the middle of it. It's going to go Toronto FC's 2's way. Brian White can't believe it. And Petrescu's going to have a word. Boscovich is front and center, so's Moreno. So it's out of touch, actually, for a New York Red Bulls throw. White looking for an option, finds one in the middle of the park. Multiple Toronto FC2 defenders there. Mino ends up getting a touch. Not much there for me, but Petrescu gives TFC2 the free kick. Well, it looks like Tenari's come out worse. He's still not really back to his feet, still limping out there.
A little bit of an innocuous tackle from Boscovich, nothing meant in it.
Unconi, back to Dunn. Patterson Sewell. And Dan looks like he could have handled the ball. Referee gives him the benefit of the doubt. Scarlett. Cutler. Bjornathan's rock solid down that left-hand side.
Yeah, he's got a great left foot too once he gets forward into some wide positions.
Malik Johnson did well to body up his man, stick with it. Comes off the corner flag. It's actually going to be a Red Bulls throw.
It's interesting in the middle of the park. At times it looks like it's just Noble Okello, but you also see Waja drop in alongside of him and Mino into that 10 position. I think once TFC win the ball, if they can get it into Mino, things will happen. He's the player that controls the tempo of the attack for TFC, the young Argentinian.
Chance to pin the Red Bulls in deep. The ball, as you saw right there, just gets caught up in the wind, playing to TFC2's advantage. Strong challenge there. Tenari getting involved. Good battle between he and Mino. Wonderful ball over the top.
Yeah, great ball from Tenari.
Moreno fights through it. Well played. Dunn, Boscovich, both of them had that covered. Very difficult ball to play. You're trying to get Bonomo involved, but 1-on-2 is never going to win out.
Yes, tough into the wind to play balls in behind. A couple times the Red Bulls have tried to play in behind the left back, Bjornathan, unsuccessfully. Credit to the Red Bulls. They're trying to do it the right way. Play between lines, build the ball up.
Good ball by Tenari finding Bonomo. Flag goes up offside, given.
Might not look it on your TV screens. It's really, really windy and that pitch is cutting up a bit. I think it's leading to a bit of a physical game in the middle of the park. Lots of tackles and challenges.
Well, if you're Toronto FC2, you're comfortable in the way the game's been playing out thus far. Really, the one really good goal-scoring opportunity to speak of, and that came off the foot of Bonomo. Good pressure by TFC2 again. Well done right there is Ben Spencer putting pressure on Scarlett.
Spencer also had a good chance.
Right. I meant chances conceded by TFC too. I mean, in fairness, they've had the better opportunities in front of goal thus far.
Yeah, I think at this moment that middle block's working. Ben Spencer liked that one back. Just lean back a little bit. I know it bobbled up, the shot that went over. goal would do his confidence.
Good throw into Mino. Two players come. Does well to get that ball out of trouble. Good cross by Onconi. Daniels just a little bit late. Cutler read it well. Done. Physical challenge. Red Bulls just try to get this ball out, but the wind's just keeping it straight back in. Well won by Brian White, but given straight back for TFC2. It's Ben Spencer from a wide position. Draws out the center back. And damn, the Cameroonian, very good defending as Ben Spencer had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think that's a matchup TFC would like. Ben Spencer 1v1 with Ndam. We're just waiting for the trick. The trick never really happened. It was good defending from Ndam and then showed composure to not hack it away. Held the ball under pressure, shielded it, and ended up winning a free kick.
Hear exclusive stories directly from the USL's players and USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content that provides unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives. Good ball over the top. Boskovic gets in the way. Opportunity for the Red Bulls. Bjornathan comes from in behind. Silvio Petrescu says, "Get up, son," and the play continues. Nervous moments there for TFC2 as Bonomo taken down inside the area.
Yeah, it was a nice little ball in behind. I thought Bonomo got good position on Bjornathan. Maybe a little bit of contact, not enough to give a penalty.
Anytime that you're not goal side as a defender, you're asking for trouble. Referee not having it in TFC2. Avoid disaster. And Coney. Tight spaces to Malik Johnson, bailed out there by the Red Bulls. Some good quick movement as the Red Bulls try to take you east-west across the field and play that ball with a little bit more cutting edge and behind the back line. Dunn and Boskovic need to be up for it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think once the New York Red Bulls sort of beat TFC's middle block and they sit a little bit deeper, the best way to open TFC up for the Red Bulls is to try to switch the point, unbalance that back four. And it was a nice little ball in behind.
Heavy touch by Loro. These long balls just not working for the Red Bulls. Need to build it up on the ground, but TFC2 doing a very nice job limiting time and space. Bjornathan does well. Mino. Good touch on the ball. Referee plays advantage. Not much there to be given, however. Daniels. It was like he was working his way through a maze and just kept on coming up at a dead end.
Yeah, it was tough. Not a lot of options. Good pressure from the Red Bulls.
Bjornathan. Good pressure by Bonomo, and it's out for another TFC2
didn't need to take a
throw.
touch there. If you could have done that first time back to Boskovic, TFC2 would have been out the other way.
Well, it's right here. Huh?
Small margins, isn't it, Terry? It's a touch here, a touch there.
That's tough under these conditions.
Yes.
I think both teams are going to have to work very hard to create opportunities. It's not conducive to running with the ball 1v1.
Well, it's more about taking advantage of mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not how you want to coach young professionals. And you almost want to play for percentages, get the ball forward, and when it's like this, and pick up second balls, get the ball into Ben Spencer, or for the Red Bulls, get it into Bonomo and play off of him.
Well, Onconi does well right there. Looked to be in all kinds of trouble. Plays a safe ball forward and forcing the Red Bulls to reset. Toronto FC2 looking for their first victory on this season. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. This is USL Match Day here on ESPN Plus, USLsoccer.com. Pleasure to have you aboard. Good sliding challenge by White. Good ball to Moreno, and Bonomo goes down again. It's not the first time Petrescu's told him to get up, Terry.
Yeah, Moreno was looking for that run in behind, and Bonomo goes over just a little bit easier. Might have been a nice combination play if it would have come off.
Cutler holding up Daniels, another free kick given. Red Bulls thus far with 61% of possession, but seems like it's being much more evenly played than that.
For sure. Maybe in a bit.
scored a lot of goals recently in this little run that the Red Bulls are on, undefeated in 4, scored 12 goals, creating chances for fun.
Yes. It helps when early in the season when you score 5 in a match like they did.
Yeah, they scored 5 twice. They almost smother teams at times, suffocate them, and then it's just wave after wave of attack.
Angelo Cavalluzzo was the starting goalkeeper for TFC2 the first time these two teams played.
Stood on his
Made
head.
5 or 6 brilliant saves that match.
Yeah, it was good midweek as well against Richmond. Home goal. Not much you could do about that. The goal stuck in the top corner as well from 25 yards.
Well, it helps when you're the head coach, Laurent Gaillot, and you have 2 very good goalkeepers to choose from. Good competition for places in the team. Boscovich. Spencer. And Dan picks the right option. Bonomo tries to spin.
Right idea, tough one, just bobbled up on him there.
So I was going to say, the pitch didn't do him any favors, did it?
Been impressed with Ndam. Looks comfortable with the ball at his feet, physical.
And he's a handful with Ben Spencer. Moreno plays in Bonomo. Stefano Bonomo plays it across. Oh, just miss-hit right there. That was Aguinega.
Nice cutback. Mixed emotions. Real roller coaster week for Ben Spencer. Sat on the bench for the CONCACAF Champions League final in Chivas Guadalajara, and now he's playing in the USL.
This time Bonomo gets the benefit of the doubt. Bjornthen, a little pullback right there. I think Bonomo did well to sell it. It's going to be a free kick from a dangerous spot for the Red Bulls too.
I think he likes the physical play, Bonomo. He's comfortable with the player tight up against him. Is that a yellow card there for... Or is he holding his whistle up?
No, just think he's bringing the players back. Didn't see a card brandish. Let's put it this way. If he did, it would be very harsh. Not much in that at all. Patterson Sewell staying on his line.
He actually had a loan spell with the New York Red Bulls in 2009, never played.
Good ball, Ben Spencer there to head that clear, and a chance for Toronto FC to push up. Bonomo gets back onside. There's Ndam. Dunn rises above.
Couple of good headers from Julian Dunn.
Well done by Tenari to win that ball back. Waja looked like he had his name written all over it. Tenari plays with Aguinega. Across the 18-yard box, nobody home, and a chance for TFC2 to get some breathing room.
All 3 Red Bulls players made similar runs into that near post. No one was there for the cutback.
Johnson, some pace, gets a step on Ndam. He's in. Over, cooks it over top. He had Ben Spencer at the near post. Mino does well to keep it in. Waja inside, and Ben Spencer just a foot away.
Great second phase there. Mino keeps it alive. Cuts it back to Waja. See, Waja here takes a touch, sets himself, just puts it into a gray area. Oh, Ben Spencer isn't quite able to get there. Just before that, it was good play from Malik Johnson down that left-hand side. Tries to hang it up at the back post. Might have been better just rolling it into the near post to Ben Spencer.
Well, you saw the threat of Malik Johnson's pace. That final ball just needs to be better. Just looped it over the top. Just need to play that to your big target at the near post.
Just a little bit of composure at the end of it. Love the ball there from Waja, though.
Yes.
Malik Johnson's got incredible acceleration. Only takes him a couple of steps to get to top speed. Just pulled away from Ndam.
Some good 1-2 touch football. Tenari creating there, and well read by the TFC2 back line. Here's Johnson for another run. Cutler clearly pulls him back. Petrescu saying play on again.
He had one of his, maybe the right arm on his shoulder there, pulled Malik Johnson back. It's taken the Red Bulls maybe 30 minutes to get a little bit of rhythm. Some nice intricate stuff at the edge of the box.
Aguinega does well. Plays to Lima. Plays that ball to the outside. Here's White. Good touch, good spin past the defender. Inside the box, brilliant diving header. What's Petrescu calling here? What's he calling? Did he handle it? He's going to show him a yellow card.
Handball at the near post, I think.
Well, Quite the turning point right there. Good vision but from the match official, Silviu Petrescu. The ball played near post. What do you see, Terry?
White does really well here. Just gets half a yard on Boskovic. Played into the near post. And I think it's a handball on Moreno. It's a great run from Moreno to the near post. And I think he just cons everyone. Hits it with his hand. It's not a head. I think it's Moreno making a run from left to right, right across the pitch to the near post.
No hand of God here at BMO Field today.
No VAR needed either.
Well, it's a proper call and a good find by the match official, in fairness. It was a very quick build-up. From our angle up at our broadcast position, it looked to be a proper diving header.
It looked a great
looked to be a very good goal.
I think the lineswoman called it. Her flag was up straight away.
Nonetheless, this officiating staff absolutely getting it spot on. Mino plays it through. Daniels on the gallop. Does well to win that back from Scarlett. Little indecision there. Tenari all action, isn't he? Oh, Mino did well right there. Aguinaldos sold that one as well.
Yeah,
I thought Mino did well. Had his foot on the ball.
Yeah, he uses his body extremely well to just shield that ball. I don't mind those balls in behind into that space. Good run from Aiden Daniels. Good tenacity to win that ball back. Maybe next time it creates space underneath.
Bonomo and Onconi does him. Great recovery run by the TFC2 right back. Good patience as well, finding Aiden Daniels. Spencer using his physicality. Spencer on the ball, and Dam does well to close him down, and free kick coming up. Sold it a little bit at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit of a needless foul from Ben Spencer, and Dam's not in a great spot there. His only options maybe to roll it back to the goalkeeper on a bumpy pitch. Loro doesn't want the ball there. I think Ben Spencer just lets him out of jail.
So just to recap, Moreno with that diving header attempt where he clearly handled the ball to his advantage. He goes into the referee's book. He picks up the Red Bulls 2 first caution of the match. Waja under pressure gives to Cutler. Nice little 1-2, good build up there again. Well read by Boskovic.
He reads the game really well, Boskovic. He's not the quickest, but he's a very smart player. He's clever, his positioning's always good. And Wheels, for a young player, he's extremely consistent. Finishing off his degree at Ryerson University.
There's that opportunity for plenty of young Canadian players to come through this TFC2 squad. Coming even from the university level at CIS, Ryan Telfers made his way through the program, attended York University. So there's multiple pathways into the club here in Toronto. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Gareth Wheeler at Wheeler TSN, Terry Dunfield at Terry_Dunfield. Second game of the season here at BMO Field for TFC2. Ben Spencer in an offside position. No doubt that time around, flag goes up. Terry, the game is kind of lost a little bit of steam. Do you attribute that to the conditions? What are you seeing?
Conditions, the way both teams are playing. They're almost both teams are playing in the middle of the park. It's very tight. It's combative. Neither team's giving each side much time on the ball. Lots of little niggly fouls. It's very start-stop.
And looking Bonomo's way. Good knockdown header. Kello reads that well. Kello, just a pure athlete, Terry. Long legs, athletic frame.
He's got the profile of the modern-day number 6.
Cutler.
He just eats up yards with those long limbs. Very good at closing down passing lanes.
It's just a player. You like all the attributes, right? And you just want to see the player grow through experience. Still so young, still very raw in footballing terms.
Yeah, he can be taken away by how big he is at 6'4" and think he can play every week and not be up and down at all. It'll take time for him to grow into that frame. Michael Bradley had some wonderful comments about him during preseason. Traveled with the first team, was excellent.
Well, he's 17 years of age, and typically for younger players, when they have that long of a frame, it takes them time to get more orthodox and get used to carrying what is a longer body. It'll naturally come with time, but it will absolutely has the potential to pay dividends.
Yeah, he's also, and you might not see it on the schematics and the stat sheet, he's a winner too. Good organizer, wants the ball at all times. I think each year I've seen him come through the academy, his passing gets better and better, gets cleaner, he's got a nice range, he can hit a diagonal, he always wants the ball. I think that's a good attribute for a young player, is if you make a mistake, still get on that ball, it doesn't matter, onto that next pass.
Both teams thus far with 3 shots towards goal, only 1 shot finding target, that's courtesy of TFC2. A Spencer header as here comes Mino. He threatens. Picks an option where he tests the goalkeeper, Loro. Had Johnson and Spencer going both to the far post. You almost wanted one of those players to come near post, Terry.
Yeah, I don't think they were quite getting there. Mino didn't back his pace to get in behind. It was a good header from Ben Spencer. I think Mino's tried to chip the keeper, Loro. Tried to be a little bit clever.
Johnson wreaking havoc. Gets a step on Tenari. Spencer stays onside. Whoa, the flag goes up. That is tight, Terry. It looks like Spencer had timed his run to perfection after Malik Johnson had piggybacked Tenari the length of the field.
Yeah, Malik Johnson rode the challenge really well. Carried him all of 30 yards. I thought the timing was excellent. Ben Spencer worked really hard to stay onside. Real tight one there.
Waja, full of energy, covering a lot of ground. Him and Tenari, 2 all-action central midfield players. Spencer. Well,
I'm glad he spotted that, Petrescu.
Yes.
It's got to be a booking as well. Scarlett, the center half, just drags down Malik Johnson after some great hold-up play from Ben Spencer. Rolls his man.
No card coming, despite the protests of both Johnson and Mino. Ben Spencer had his head up, wanted to pick that pass, but quite frankly, Scarlett just almost rugby tackled down the TFC attacker. So the big men have come forward. Boskovic comes forward. Okello's forward on Coney. Mino to take. Good ball. Red Bulls get there first, straight up in the air. Free kick given. We're through the 45. We'll see how much time of additional play there will be. Shouldn't be much. And there is your first half whistle, Terry. No score here at the, after 45 minutes of play. Your thoughts?
I thought it was an even half. I think neither team's given much away. The Red Bulls have had a little bit joy down that right-hand side. I think White's been a handful. Up top, Bonomo's working his socks off. Ben Spencer's made some good runs. Nice pass from Aiden Daniels to put him through once. Goes over top of the bar.
Well, the Red Bulls 2 players certainly not happy. This match resembling more of a scrap than a soccer game at times, but still all to play for. It's goalless through 45 minutes here at BMO Field. Halftime analysis, and we'll spin you around the USL next. This is USL Soccer Match Day here on ESPN Plus and USLsoccer.com. Yeah. like the headsets are working. We're just not getting our lines. Like our lines aren't connected. Like the sound guy came up, then he took off. I don't know. And I'm hearing everything that's like being cut in terms of your audio, like spinning back replays. It's weird. And this shot is like really far away, and it was freaking me because it's going the other way. So I'm like, it's, you know what I mean? Because the cameras are on that side. So I'm trying to describe, but the cameras are yeah. We are goalless through 45 minutes here at a very cool, a very chilly BMO Field on the lakefront in Toronto, Ontario. TFC 2 and the Red Bulls 2 have all to play for in the upcoming second half of play. Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield. Look, it's a scrappy day. The conditions are less than ideal. It's windy, but both teams showing some good fight. Two very well-organized sides doing battle this far, Terry.
Yeah, I think it presents different challenges for the younger players, and I think you need to play to the conditions. I think both sides are playing a little bit safe. It's scrappy in the middle of the park. Neither side's giving either team a whole bunch, and probably both sides look more of a threat out of possession, looking to break on the counter.
There were opportunities for both sides and over the course of the first 45 minutes of play. Here are your first half highlights. I thought that Toronto FC started very well organized, Terry, and the Red Bulls are an all-pressure team, and Toronto FC had them on the back foot. That's your only shot on target in the first half. Ben Spencer getting involved.
Yeah, that was a great corner kick from Aiden Daniels. Puts on a plate for Ben Spencer. Isn't able to get enough power on that header. Here's a booking for Waja. This is White getting in behind. Nice cut back to the center forward.
Yeah, a nice chance by Bonomo right there. Almost scuffed his shot a little bit. Ended up coming off the foot of Julian Dunn. Another very nice build-up by Toronto FC there. Mino and Waja being active through the middle of the park. It's one of those balls just a foot away from Spencer. A little bit more intuition by the big striker in front of goal. Could have been a better opportunity. Then Moreno going into the referee's book right there. No hand of God here today, Terry. Looked to be a brilliant header. Mourinho into the back of the net. You see Patterson Sewell, the TFC goalkeeper. He knew what was going on. Moreno, dirty boy, doesn't get away with it
Trying
either.
to con a couple of players there. White's looked lively down this right-hand side. Great ball into the near post.
Here's your first half stats with the New York Red Bulls. It's a little bit surprising, Terry. 60% of possession. A lot of that's being backed up in their own end. The wind has been going against them. I wonder if they'll be able to use that wind to their advantage a little bit more in the second half of play. Maybe look to play those balls over the top with some a little bit more success.
Yeah, the Red Bulls have had a lot of possession, but it's been in front of TFC. It's not really hurt them. They dominated possession on the first day of the season when they met back at Red Bull Arena, but the possession was higher up the pitch. I thought TFC looked comfortable when the Red Bulls had the ball. They looked almost a threat breaking from that midfield shape.
It's going to be a big 45 minutes of football for Toronto FC too, as they try to kick on and find their first victory of the season. It's goalless through 45 minutes here at BMO Field. We'll spin you around the USL next on USLsoccer.com and ESPN+.
Welcome to the Breakdown once again. Thank you to everyone on social media that's given me positive comments, and I really appreciate the support. Here's episode 5, week 6 of the Breakdown.
Canadian sojourn here in 2018. Played into the penalty area, some good give and go here. There's a shot, and they've opened the scoring.
This team goal by North Carolina is fantastic. If you notice that there's always players on the move, they're always giving the attacking player who's got the ball an option to move. For Rios there, he has 2 or 3 options at the time when he received the ball, and he just found himself in extremely good space. But again, it's just the constant movement of the team, and it makes it very difficult for the defenders to track runners. Once again, it's a fantastic first-time finish, especially on turf, into the top corner.
Oh, bad back pass. Arboleda picks it up, takes the shot, and puts it in the back of the net.
Arboleta's goal starts with his positioning. If you notice, he gives himself an opportunity to close down the centre-back, and he reads the pass extremely well and uses his pace to get there. And then obviously, once he's used his pace, he has to slow himself down. And you see from the finish that there's nothing the keeper could do about that. The celebration is not so much in for Player of the Week, but the finish definitely is.
For Escalante. Goes well to pick this up. Goes through the legs of Navarro. Sends the service. Had it.
Escalante's skill here has 2 or 3 different stages. The first stage is when he receives the ball, and it's not the greatest ball to him, but he makes the most out of it. And when he turns, the defender, he's expecting the defender to tackle him. When the defender doesn't make a move, then that's his opportunity to create the skill. And the composure as well. Once he's made the skill, not to get carried away, but to have the composure to cross it. And it's a fantastic cross, and I think he's expecting more from his striker there.
Iwasa, Bijev cuts, plays it across, oh, it's in!
When Hall receives the ball here, it's not the easiest ball to deal with. He uses it to his advantage, and it draws 2 defenders out. And once he's drew the 2 defenders out, it then creates more space for Bijev. And when he receives the ball, I think the defender's expecting him to go on his right foot, but he does a fantastic skill, and at a tight angle there, it's a fantastic finish. The composure to relax himself, but to slot it through the keeper is fantastic, and it makes it very difficult for the keeper to get down low when he shoots it at his legs. I hope you've all enjoyed episode 5, week 6 of the Breakdown. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Welcome back to BMO Field. It's goalless at the half between Toronto FC 2 and New York Red Bulls 2. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. Another busy week in USL action. Everyone's trying to chase down Louisville in the Eastern Conference, Sacramento in the West, and some big scores from earlier this week, including earlier today. We have to tell you about a wonder goal that was scored in Ottawa today. But first, Nashville and Penn, a 0-0 draw. Big win for Charleston, 3-0 over Atlanta United 2. On Wednesday, the action continued. Of course, this very Toronto FC 2 team. Aiden Daniels' goal wasn't enough. Richmond 2 unanswered goals to win that matchup by a score of 2-1. Rio Grande Valley coming away the full 3 points against a very good Orange County team as well. And last night in USL action, it was San Antonio getting past Las Vegas Lights by a score of 3-1 was the final. Earlier today in Ottawa, Cincinnati defeated the Ottawa Fury by a score of 3-0. Check out the 68th minute goal. Go to USL on Twitter. Kenny Walker with a candidate for goal this season, about 40-45 yards out. You got to see it to believe it.
It was almost like Ibra's goal against England. It was incredible.
Some news and notes, Terry Dunfield. 4 teams still unbeaten. Great start to the year. It's all important that you get a little bit of momentum, confidence in what you've been doing preseason. For these 4 teams, it's a challenge now. How long can you keep this going? Nice soccer-specific stadium being built in Salt Lake alongside a training ground, 5,000-seater stadium. I love these soccer-specific training ground stadium. This will be brilliant for the academy and also the USL side. And Belmer continues to score goals, 7 on the season. Scores all types of goals. He's athletic, he's quick. The early leader in the Golden Boot race, Brian White's on 4 for the New York Red Bulls 2. We'll see if he and his side can find the back of the net here in the final 45 minutes of play. There's no score between TFC 2 and the New York Red Bulls 2. Second half action coming up on ESPN+. I've always said Toronto has the hardest football supporters, braving the conditions, braving the cold weather with a smile on their face.
Moves.
Proper support here for Toronto FC 2. No score through 45 minutes of play. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you back at BMO Field. Upcoming 5 games for a New York Red Bulls 2 side that are moving absolutely in the right direction. Circling that date, June 2nd against Cincinnati. That's a big one, a 1 p.m. kickoff. As for TFC 2, I mean, the weather hasn't been ideal here north of the border. It's been a scheduled nightmare for Toronto FC 2. 3 very important home games coming up in the month of May as this team tries to grow into this early season.
TFC get another shot at Pittsburgh. We're beat by them. I'm sure they'll want to play them again with a little bit of revenge.
Field looking a little bit choppy here at BMO Field. Well, you need sun and nice weather to grow grass, as well as time for the field to recover. Earlier today at BMO Field, it's a doubleheader in MLS action. It's Toronto FC opening the scoring through. Jonathan Osorio won the Golden Boot in the CONCACAF Champions League. That coming in the 8th minute of play, giving TFC a 1-0 lead. TFC looked to have doubled their lead in the 11th minute of play. Nice little give and go. Sebastian Javinko at the finish. The goal called back, courtesy of video assistant referee Terry. A little bit harsh on Toronto FC.
Yeah, a real close one there. Hassler does really well to cut it back to Javinko. Great finish from him. That would have made it 3-0 and more or less game over.
Well, VAR going to be a big part of the World Cup this summer in Russia. Michael Bradley will take credit for the assist right there. Kind of screwed that effort. But Victor Vasquez, I initially thought it was a cross that turned into a shot. Vasquez, absolute class finding the back of the net.
Great skill from the Spaniard. Love the touch off his chest, just lobs the keeper.
Interesting shout here that VAR was not used, even though it looked like Nikolic was in an offside position. It's not Nikolic as he misses the effort. World Cup winner Bastian Schweinsteiger with the finish, cutting the lead to 2-1 in the 69th minute. And the Chicago Fire come all the way back. 90th minute +4. It's a former TFC player, Alan Gordon. A little bit of a smash and grab as the spoils are shared here at BMO Field. A 2-2 final. A breathtaking affair, Terry. The game was all over the place. Plenty of chances for both sides. In fairness, the game could have ended up at 5 apiece. And if it wasn't for this man right here, Alex Bono, despite conceding 2 goals, was Alex Bono put it forward, a man in the match performance.
Yeah, he stood on his head, saved a penalty, felt for him at the end there. Nice swivel hit from Alan Gordon. Couple good balls in from Schweinsteiger right at the death. TFC just couldn't see off the Chicago Fire. Good point though, build on that. They play Friday night against the Philadelphia Union coming up.
TFC 2 want nothing to do with just 1 point here this evening, Terry, searching for their first win of the season. Going to be up against it a little bit in the second half of play, defending the south end of the stadium. To the left of your television screen, the wind's blowing quite viciously from right to left on your television screen, so the conditions will play in New York's favor here in the second half of play and against the home side.
I think the first half, though, TFC will take a lot of confidence out of that. They had very little possession on the first day of the season against the New York Red Bulls. I thought that they controlled the game nicely, created opportunities, didn't give a whole bunch away.
I think the 60% possession in the first half for the Red Bulls flatters the visiting side. Didn't really seem to play out that way. Very scrappy affair, back and forth, no real sustained pressure, but look for the Red Bulls to play a little bit more direct here in the second half of play. Maybe catch the Toronto FC high line a little bit more, start playing a few more balls over the top. And damn, very impressive and man-marking Ben Spencer in the first half of play. Boscovich comes away with it. Malik Johnson. Mino knew he was offside. A little bit of frustration there. I think that's sorry, Terry. I think that's Stefano Bonomo, by the way. I want to point this out. I thought he wore orange boots in the first half. Looks like he changed his footwear maybe to deal with the conditions a little bit better here in the second.
Yeah, good spot. It's very wet on the surface. Cuts up a little bit. He works his socks off up top, Bonomo. I like him.
Moreno goes near post. Brian White. Red Bulls look like they set up more in a 4-3-3 in the first half. Looks like Bonomo and White creating a partnership up front.
You'll see the front three of the Red Bulls just interchange and switch. I think they're given the freedom to do that. See Bonomo filling in on this right-hand side.
Good pressure on Boscovich by White.
Just needs to do that a little bit quicker. I think there's space in behind to hit Ben Spencer.
How do you think Laurent Guyot, the TFC2 head coach, how did his halftime talk? How would have that gone, Terry?
I think he'll said, we need to take one of these half chances. Ben Spencer had a good one he put over. He had a chance on the corner kick. Malik Johnson's been a threat for TFC down the right-hand side. He's now on the left-hand side. I think he'll be happy with the defensive shape. This is a very good New York Red Bull team. When I spoke to him yesterday, he spoke highly of this group and said it would be a real test for the group, TFC team.
He knows these players very well, overseeing the academy, stepping up to be the head coach here of TFC2, has a lot of faith and belief in the talent that's being cultivated at the club.
Yeah, he also realizes that it's a process and he's not going to change it overnight. But this season, I think he's been happy with the steady improvement. If they can just cut out some of the mistakes that young players do make.
Moreno. Anconi does well, shoulder to shoulder. Moreno doesn't like it. Proper defending, though.
He's had a good game on Anconi. He's got forward, whipped a few balls in. He's been good in the 1v1 situations, looks athletic. Moreno's an excellent player.
Scarlett comes through the back of Ben Spencer. Sometimes players that have such a big bodies, we take another look at the Anconi shoulder to shoulder. Are you okay with that, Terry?
Yeah, it's a shoulder on shoulder. It's an aggressive tackle. Moreno's, he's not in the good books of Petrescu, the referee, after that handball.
What I'm saying is oftentimes if you're a big, sizable striker like Ben Spencer, you sometimes don't get the benefit of the doubt. Players are going to play you physical, lean up on a player like that. He's been getting the benefit of the doubt, though, getting some calls out here today.
Yeah, I think he's held the ball up well over the last year. That's definitely improved. It's been a long process for him coming back from injury. The club have been good to him, and now just needs to add that final touch to his games. Goals, goals, goals. It's great that he's getting opportunities into these positions, that final part of your rehab and coming back from injury, scoring.
That's a good touch by Spencer. Mino picked the wrong pass. Daniels making a little bit of a run on the far side. Went narrow instead, does well to win that ball back. Tenari comes through the back of the player, free kick given.
Real aggressive challenge there. Both teams have, I think, have worked hard to close down, but have committed one or two silly fouls and just let one another off the hook. Just stand up. Mino's going nowhere there. I love the intensity from Tenari, but no need to foul him at the end of it.
Bjornathan to take. And leaning all over Spencer. It's kind of funny, both players are leaning on one another and you give it one way and not the other. Toss a coin.
I don't think Ben Spencer did a whole bunch wrong. I thought he pinned in Dam. If anything, I thought the free kick was going to go the other way.
And Dam was on a full lean right there.
It's like the Swansea mascot, Swirl the Swan. Saw him walking around the pitch today in the Chelsea game.
Moreno. Coney does well there. Daniels back to help. Moreno. Tenari scored 2 goals in the opening game of the season. To Moreno, near post, done. Reads that well. Very good ball over the top by Tenari. Very difficult to get that right.
Yeah, I love the run from Moreno. Times it extremely well. We saw it in the first half once before as well. I don't think goalkeeper Patterson Sewell can come for that. Julian Dunn tracks the run, puts it out.
Short corner kick. Flag goes up. Whether it's offside, goal kick, doesn't matter. It's TFC2 ball.
Nice little ball over the top. Julian Dunn's bounce back. Been excellent so far today. A couple commanding headers.
The entire Toronto FC defensive organization looks like it's growing and adapting and evolving by the week. Bonomo, great pass, well read by Bjornathan, and there's a player down. Looks like Tanari in the middle of the park. No, Tanari's on the ball. It's Brian White who's down. Good ball by Mino.
Chance.
Daniels. Ball just gets caught up in his feet. Not much help there, just the one player on the far side. Daniels, though. Can he find Waja? He does. Back to Anconi, and White's still down here. Okello's going to play the ball at a touch so the player can receive treatment. Thought it was Tanari at first, was involved in the play. Instead, it's the leading scorer for the Red Bulls on the year thus far with 4, Brian White, down on the field, reaching for his back.
Just his lower back there. You can see there when the ball went into Aiden Daniels when TFC switched the point extremely well. Just takes an extra touch to control that ball on this bumpy pitch. Slows the attack down.
On the left-hand side of the screen, we'll take a look at what happened with Brian White. Julian Dunn just got the knee to the tailbone, potentially, of Brian White.
Yeah, it's
a painful one, but should be okay.
Sore one. Your back's just a little bit exposed there. Eyes on the ball. He's not really able to brace himself for the contact.
I would have liked to see TFC take advantage of that opportunity. Daniels was kind of out there on an island a little bit. Didn't get his first touch right, in fairness, but his head came up, looked for support. Waja came over a little bit late, but you need more than one player to come and support, don't you, Terry, when you're on a break?
Yeah, it'd be nice. We saw him in the first half a few times on Coney get forward, and his delivery was excellent. If he could sort of read the switch of point and almost create an overload down that right-hand side.
Mino, a heavy touch, it's problematic. Bonomo, well, maybe wants to put the other boots back on. Slips, falls. Here's a chance for TFC too. And Dam does very well. He's been a very solid player over the course of tonight's proceedings.
I think all 4 center backs have been excellent. Boskovic and Dunn, Indam and Scarlett have both been excellent.
Well done by Bjornathan. Waja. Kello stepping up. Daniels just got one extra touch out on Coney and gave time for Moreno to recover. Cutler, there are all kinds of pressure. Rare chance to pick a pass for Tanari. White lays it off. Bonomo in an offside position.
Yeah, TFC kept a nice high line there. Thought Bonomo could have worked a little bit harder to stay on side. If you look at the two shapes and systems of both sides, all over the park, you're matched up 1v1. It's man on man, and there are lots of jewels all over that pitch. And I think that's also led to a little bit of a scrappy affair.
It's difficult. Neither team given time nor space on the ball, and your first touch and knowing where you want to go next, it needs to be on point, or you're just giving the ball back to the other team. A lot of pressure being put on the ball.
And the way the Red
Bulls
Bulls
go again.
play is,
difficult pass.
Sorry, the way the Red Bulls play as well. If you get past one, the next guy's flying in at you as well. Both lines are extremely high. The back lines just
good touch. White inside.
Not a lot of room to operate.
Tanari, little 1-2. Tanari plays it through, well read. Julian Dunn, right spot at the right time. Bonomo looked like he was through. Dunn, Johnny on the spot.
Huge interception from Julian Dunn. He reads it extremely well. Looked at it like just opened up a little bit in the middle. Julian Dunn sticks his right foot out, and then it comes to Cutler. Cutler's got to hit that across the keeper. Just sclaffs it into the upright.
As Boskovic stepped up, Dunn had to be aware. Very nice job reading the play and getting a touch on the ball before Bonomo could take advantage. 57th minute, goalless here at BMO Field on the lakefront in downtown Toronto. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. Welcoming you, watching on ESPN Plus, USLsoccer.com. And
you made the point, Wheels. I thought it was a good one. Bonomo, he's come out to this right-hand side. White's gone up top, just having a different look. White's dropping at times a little bit deeper, looking to combine with Agunega. TFC switched it around a little bit too. Malik Johnson's come
Julian Dunn, a little bit of a swing and a miss. Chance for White. Tries to square the ball. Dunn on Coney.
Appealing for a handball. I don't think it was.
No, I don't think so either. Sloppy pass out of the back. Here come the Red Bulls. Dunn. Dunn doing a nice job, making up a lot of ground, covering a lot of space. Aguinaga, good touch inside to Moreno. Mino came wrong side and punished. Silviu Petrescu points to the spot. Moreno given the benefit of the doubt. Penalty here in the 58th minute.
In regular play, Petrescu's let those go. Mino comes in. I don't think there's a whole bunch in it.
Well,
maybe just clips him. I thought at first look it was shoulder to shoulder. Look at his right boot here. Right sort of hip might catch him. Moreno definitely makes the most of it. I think it's a tackle he doesn't need to make.
Well, Moreno gets goal side of the defender. The defender tries to tackle from a difficult position and gets punished for it. Not much contact there. I think Moreno, who sold the handball earlier in the match and was cautioned for it, went down rather easy. And some pushing and shoving there on top of the 18-yard box. Julian Dunn, Ben Spencer right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think they're just jockeying position for
the
rebound. A little bit of frustration from the call.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a physical game, Terry, and emotions boiling over here. Look, and that's why, and you see a physical game, there's been some hard challenges for a penalty, such a decisive penalty, an important time in the match to be given for a foul like that. It's a difficult pill to swallow for Toronto FC.
There was a similar one, too, that Petrescu didn't give in the first half, and you want consistency, but Mino just sticks a leg in. It's hard from that angle to see how much contact there actually is.
So Bonomo, Stefano Bonomo, the captain of this New York Red Bulls 2 team, 1 goal in the season, he's going to step to the spot. Silviu Petrescu still trying to straighten things out here.
To be fair, this is the last thing Bonomo wants, this long wait.
I mean, that's the thing. It comes out of a place of frustration, but there's worse things that could happen than have the shooter think about it a little bit longer. Caleb Patterson-Sewell on his line, lifting his hands as Bonomo a chance to open the scoring here. Bonomo steps up. Sewell, Patterson-Sewell with the big stop, saying no to Bonomo. It's still goalless here at BMO Field.
It looked a little bit of a nervy penalty. There's not a whole bunch of conviction in it. Patterson-Sewell goes the right way. Big left hand. Pulls it away.
Short corner kick taken, Terry. Mino comes through, and another foul for the player that just conceded the penalty. Stefano Bonomo denied by Patterson-Sewell. Big moment in this matchup.
Great
We were
save.
just saying it, Terry. You sometimes get into the player's head the longer he has to wait. Patterson-Sewell reads it well, keeps that strong arm, but in fairness, the penalty taker has to do much better.
Yeah, it's not low, it's not high, it's at a great height for the keeper to make a save. Patterson-Sewell reads it and then just palms it away with his left hand, strong wrist.
Well, let's call it like it is, justice served, and we'll see if now Toronto FC can kick on and take advantage of this turn of events. Here's Cutler.
Hopefully the penalty save gives the group just a little bit of a lift.
Good ball, wide by Cutler, inside the 18. A little bit of a deflection off the foot. That was a tricky one for Patterson Sewell there as well.
Yeah, good handling from him. Had Red Bull attackers all over him. We're going to take another look at the penalty here. He's already, you can see him leaning to his right, Patterson Sewell. He's decided he was going to go that way. Maybe reads the body language of Bonomo.
You saw the emotion as well. He knows what that means for this team. You needed that lift, coming up with a big save at a big time for a team that's had trouble in front of goal themselves.
Hopefully that energy transcends into the team. Just gives them a little bit of a lift.
Spencer left frustrated. Looks like a substitution is coming up for Toronto FC.
I think it's Kunle.
Substitution not being made yet. Both teams will be making a substitution in just a few moments' time. It's going to be Kunle Dadaluk coming into the game for TFC2.
Yeah, an exciting winger. Lots of pace.
Red Bulls, it's going to be Jared Stroud.
I like Kunle. Could change a game in a second. Made his first start against North Carolina a week ago.
So Moreno on a caution. Fresh off drawing that penalty, he's going to come off the pitch. It's Jared Stroud, midfielder, coming on to replace Moreno, and he's frustrated. Coming into the match, number 32, Kunle Dadaluk for TFC2, coming off. Be number
Malik Johnson.
56, Malik Johnson. So you're taking off and you're missing out on a little bit of pace as Johnson's slow to leave the field.
It's a little bit like for like Wheels. Both are quick players. Looks like Aiden Daniels is going to go back to this left-hand side. Kunle to the right.
Kunle Dadaluk out of Toronto, 18 years of age, coming to the game, see if he can make a difference. Oh, Cutler takes down Mino. No doubt Cutler's going to go into the book.
Mino's very good at drawing fouls. Excellent at just nipping in when the defender might get there. Draws the contact. Good angle for a free kick here. Quite a tall team, TFC2. Okello, Coney, Boskovic.
All kinds of size. It's interesting that Julian Dunn, with his size, he stays back. Will the rest of the trees go forward?
The rest of the trees.
Daniels is going to take this free kick. Petrescu going to make sure the two-man wall steps back. This is the time you need some proper service if you're TFC2. This is a chance. Daniels, near post.
Got to beat that near post, man.
It's unfortunate when you have so much size, you simply don't take advantage. Ball over the top, Spencer. A little bit of a push from behind. Spencer needs to watch, and he's frustrated on the match. He's on a caution that he picked up in the 60th minute. 2 cautions for both sides. Spencer struggling a little bit out there today against 2 big physical center backs as well.
Yeah, it's not been easy. He's had a couple of half chances, hasn't been able to take them. I think his hold-up play's been good, though. It's harsh sometimes. It's a harsh life for strikers. You're judged by goals.
Daniels skips past his mark. Cutler's on a yellow, pulling back a little bit. Runs that out of play. And sometimes Spencer, just looking at this TFC2 formation, with him playing so high as a central striker, you have 2 very wide players, and that puts a lot of responsibility on Mino or Waja to get forward and provide support, and it hasn't always been there. It's been a little bit detached.
Yeah, at times he's a little bit isolated. As you say that, Mino picks the ball up, gets a strike on goal.
Well, that's where Mino needs to be, Terry.
Yeah, it's tough, though, because TFC haven't really had good possession where Mino's been able to bomb forward, and Waja, it's been... Neither team has connected probably more than 4 or 5 passes. It's at times been a little bit scrappy.
And those balls over the top to Ben Spencer, that's not his game. That's not how you take advantage of his attributes.
No, I think he's also comfortable just dropping in and looking to connect play.
Well read by Julian Dunn.
Had a very good youth career. Was one of the top ranked strikers playing for the youth national teams. Unfortunately, a real bad knee injury set him back. I think he picked it up in mold. Took him 18 months to get over that, and it'll be interesting to see where his career takes him and if he can get back to those levels he had when he was a youth player.
Red Bulls 2. Ball into the area, that just soars over top of the goal and out for another Toronto FC 2-goal kick. Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from all across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Here with Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you.
This is an important stage for the young guys. They've got close to 70 minutes now, and it becomes concentration, it becomes important, and not making mistakes. Trusting in your shape, not stepping out of it.
Good ball over the top. Stroud holds off on Coney, spins that back, big block. Waja and Dunn both there. Another one on Bonomo. That time it's Okello stepping up, stepping in. Cutler one-on-one. Bjornathan mishits that. That's going to be out of play for a TFC2 throw.
Yeah,
some nervy moments right there. The substitute Stroud doing some nice work down the left-hand side.
Yeah, some brave defending from TFC2. First Julian Dunn, then Noble Okello steps out of his slot. Nice block on Bolomo. Comes out here to Cutler. Just overcooks it, tries to do too much. Tries to wrap it in with his left foot.
It's the first time all match that I think Oconee given up any kind of space down that right-hand side. Long ball played, and Dam in a tussle with Spencer. Does well just to elude Mino. Coney does very well to see that out for a TFC2 throw.
Spent some time with the Montreal Impact. Came to TFC a year ago. Probably his best performance, Wheels.
Yeah, Coney
for TFC2.
Didn't have any 6'2", 21-year-old Switzerland.
Didn't have any preseason, had an injury. Just making his way back to full fitness, but been excellent tonight.
Well, with that really on Coney, Dunn, and Boscovich, you have so much size for the opponent to contend with defensively. Makes it very difficult to break them down playing the long ball. You really need to play it much more intricately through the midfield.
Yeah, and I think just in front of them, Waja and Noble Okello have done a very good job of just cutting down passing lanes, so the Red Bulls have been forced at times to go a little bit direct, which is uncharacteristic to them, and Big Boscovich and Julian Dunn have eaten those headers up.
Do you think that head coach Laurent Guyot will take some chances to try to kick on for a win here? They're still playing very defensive. Well, it's really only Spencer that's up forward. Everyone else behind the ball basically at all times. Acrobatic.
Yeah, if you look at the bench, you've got maybe Ayo Akinola you could throw on up top. He doesn't. In New York, he played with the front two. He really likes the front three, Laurent Guyot.
Dana Lucas, strong run right there. Coming off his foot after a big challenge in the midfield by Noble Okello.
We've also got Uccello, who could come in midfield, play one of those attacking roles. Loves to get forward, lots of energy.
Well, Luca Uccello is suiting up right now, number 45. Looks like this time numbers about to be called.
He's one of the more experienced players in the TFC2 team side. Been in and around the USL team for a couple of years.
Well worked, Cutler. Playing much more advanced from his right back role. Stroud. Bjornathan does well. That's a difficult header. Dangerous play by Cutler. Foot was up on Daniels. No call. Bjornathan, very good patience again. Cool, calm. Daniels now goes shoulder to shoulder. He's frustrated. Tenari, I'm not sure, and Guyot is absolutely shocked that there wasn't a call made. Substitution not allowed to Not given at this time. Well done by Mino. Oh, that's a tough challenge as he slams them all down. Mino's going to go into the book, but in fairness, I feel his frustration from all the way up at our broadcast position, Terry. Very good challenge, winning the ball from Lima, not rewarded for it.
Lima just dwelling on it a little bit in the middle of the park. I thought it was tenacious from Mino. Read the cues well. Lima just got his body shape wrong.
Tell me this is a foul, Terry.
No, this isn't a foul for me. Ball just gets away. Maybe a little bit of contact with his left foot, not enough to give it. Prochescu's just let 3 of these go down the right-hand side.
That's what you want is consistency. High foot on Daniels, no call, then that's a foul. Disappointing. Spencer.
TFC were really away to the races.
Here we go. 2-on-2. Luke. Down the right-hand side, can he get past the defender? Well defended by De Vera. Having to deal with pace and skill up against it. The Red Bulls left back, he wins out that time.
Yeah, De Vera does excellent. I thought Mino just sent him a little bit wide there. Kunle, Luke's very quick, just wasn't able to open up his legs. He was just chasing the ball a bit.
And steps past Okello, good recovery. Okello does well, gets his body between ball and player. Textbook.
Yeah, tracks him back extremely well there. Clash of the Titans there.
I mean, it's such an advantage having that kind of length. You can just spin those hips.
He did well to get his body in between the player and ball and just hold him off. Just broke up play well today. He was excellent a week ago against North Carolina. Not at his best on Wednesday against Richmond, but back up to those levels today.
Stroud, quick touch to White. Boskovic, he's done all match, wins out yet again. Defensively, TFC 2 has been very good. Poor decision by Luke. Daniels read that like a children's book. Comes through the middle of the park. Red Bulls with another chance. Stroud. Smart play is...
It's been good since he's come on, Stroud.
Yeah, it's been good. Smart play by White. Knew he was in an offside position. Let it run. Bjornathan showing all kinds of composure. Well done. Kello tries to pick out Spencer. That wasn't on.
Kello needed to keep it going, switch the play. Just forced it down this left-hand side.
Lines crossed right there. Kello didn't know where to come or go. Aguinella plays that back, tries to find Stroud, doesn't come off. Cello's been waiting to come into this match seemingly forever here on the touchline. Kello comes through his mark. Mino, he wins out. Spencer able to get his foot on the ball. He's got a couple options.
Oh, he play it inside the fullback. He's through. You can see TFC are really working to break from this shape. Just need to connect a couple of passes.
Cutler, right pass, just Aguinella came straight through him. Luke, poor touch on the ball. This game has turned very scrappy, Terry. Ball going back and forth. No one be able to put their foot on it. Stroud, good touch. Here he is on the overlap. Onconi, brilliant recovery.
A nice timing of the tackle from Onconi.
That's going to be out for a TFC throw and substitution finally made here in the 36th minute. It's Waja.
There's a real set pattern to the game right now. It's the New York Red Bulls taking the game to TFC and TFC looking to win it and then break. But at the moment, the Red Bulls are repressing, getting that ball back really well.
TFC 2 have just been pinned too deep. They just need to bring it out 10, 15 more yards, start pressing forward. I think with the wind coming in their face, the long ball's absolutely not coming off, but they're hyper aware of what's going on behind them. They just don't want to give any space in behind.
I think they're intervening and winning the ball in good areas to break, but they're just not able to play through that initial pressure to play a couple of passes.
The good news is that they're not giving up very many chances, Terry. They've been very clean at the back.
It's been disciplined, positionally, the balance, the shape's been excellent. The team's really working hard for one another. I think Aiden Daniels and Kunle, Malik Johnson, until he was taken off, the wide players have worked really hard for the group.
Well, we'll see what Luka Ucella can do, because this is the time you need a little bit of bravery. You need a little bit of confidence on the ball. Someone that's going to take this match by the scruff of the neck. Bjornathan's been very good on this game. Into Minho. 1-2 with Daniels. That comes off. Minho. No time, no space. Whenever he's on the ball, 2-3 defenders coming his way. Patterson Sewell with the big penalty save. 60th minute, denying Bonomo, keeping this game deadlocked. Another substitution coming up for Red Bulls 2 as well at a moment's time. Tenari.
Good ball. Well defended.
Bjornathan has been all over it this game, hasn't he? Visit the USL's Instagram story every Monday evening to watch Kelsey Steele's hat trick as she breaks down 3 key talking points from the previous week's action. Boskovic. Well done by Minho. With some numbers, Dana Luke just didn't finish his run. You almost want to hold off. You don't need to play that ball in behind. You have Aiden Daniels to your left, Terry.
Keep
this
running
is multiple
with it.
times a TFC2 player has some space, has some time, and just picks the wrong pass.
The final decision hasn't been right.
Yes.
I think they're picking the wrong option. The Red Bulls there were protecting. That looked offside. The Red Bulls there were just protecting that space in behind. They were dropping. There was space to run into, commit a defender, and then look to play that ball off.
Second substitution for Red Bulls 2 coming up. Tom Barlow coming into the game for Stefano Bonomo. Gonna have a difficult time sleeping tonight thinking about that penalty miss.
He's worked his tail off.
He has.
He's started up top as a 9, drifted out to the right-hand side in the second half. But as you said, Wheels, at the end of the day, he needs to convert that penalty.
Big boy up front. Barlow is 6'2", the 22-year-old. 185 pounds, so a different type of player for the TFC2 backline to contend with. Oconee clearly taking down. This needs to be a caution as he's in some substantial pain. That's a dirty challenge. That's Stroud. He's been so bright since he's come on the field. Absolutely late challenge, and you got a feel for Oconee right now.
Yeah.
Terry, let's have another look.
Yeah, Stroud, he's come on to really make an impression. It's been full of energy, but it's about 2 minutes late there. Oconee beats him to the ball, just turns the corner on him. When you come off the bench, you want to make an impression. He's been great going forward. I don't think Oconee was running away from him there. Just stay on your feet. A little bit of a needless tackle.
This game continues to look more like a street fight at times than anything else. Good opportunity up. Boskovic has moved forward. Spencer, Okello, who gets her head on it? Spencer was there.
Just isn't able to sort his feet out. Sometimes when it's real gritty and tight like this, the best way to score is a set piece.
Frustrating evening for Ben Spencer, isn't it, Terry?
He's not proactive there. He just tries to react. The ball drops at his feet, doesn't expect it. Great free kick that's whipped in.
81st minute, still goalless. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you from BMO Field. The calendar says April 28th. It feels like about February 28th out here, let's be honest.
December 28th.
Mother Nature having her way. She's undefeated at last count, Terry.
I can't even feel my face.
Minho with a good turn on the ball. No advantage. See, this is where you want the advantage given.
Petrescu, I think he knows he's messed up there. Let them play. I think that little bit of quality, if it is going to come for TFC, it's through Minho.
Spent too much time refereeing me back in the day. He knew to give that foul every time. Boskovic, nice step inside.
He must have shown you a few cards.
Let's just say we've had our differences of opinion. Barlow, good knockdown. Very good recovery from the 17-year-old Julian Dunn.
Another good interception from him.
Yes. It's been immense. Mino through the legs. How you doing?
Nice little nutmeg.
Daniluk is on the trot. Scarlett all over that. Scarlett class.
Just a bit predictable from Kunle. Boskovic has been good too on this left-hand side. Nice composed header back to Patterson-Sewell.
Which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out each and every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team sits after its most recent results. USLsoccer.com. Kello back to Bjornthen.
White just needed to check his shoulder there. Could have turned, tried to play it one time. It was a nice pattern from the Red Bulls.
Mino, I mean, there's 3 players there closer to him than any TFC2 player. Spencer not making a run, but Mino trying to make something out of nothing. So he's just far too isolated, Terry. Someone's got to show for him.
Yeah, I need someone to link up with there. He did great to eat up so many yards, get TFC up the pitch. Nice change of pace to just run away from Mindam the first time.
That's frustrating. You beat one man, you hold off another, and you just look up and no one is there.
A week ago, Aiden Daniels and Mino had a nice little relationship, and I'm not quite seeing that tonight.
Stroud, De Vera. Inside the 18, Barlow with the audacious overhead kick. You saying that it came off Boskovic.
Yeah, interesting attempt. Good ball in from the fullback, and he almost tries the David Platt over top of your shoulder. They switch the point well, comes out to the fullback, number 40, De Vera. And I think it just goes off Boskovic. Audacious attempt.
Substitute Tom Barlow almost making an immediate impression.
Remember the David Platt goal where he hooks over his shoulder?
I sure do. That'd have been something else. Ball into the area, need to be careful with that wind. Spencer does well.
Yeah, he does well to get his body behind the head. Takes no chances.
Final substitution coming up for Toronto FC. Laurent Gaillot, one more card to play. Looks like it's Ayo Akinola. Or is it Stefan Yeats? We'll see which one. We'll see where he goes. Good ball to Stroud. Right foot effort. Well taken care of. Patterson-Sewell's been in complete control this evening. A very confident goalkeeping performance, Terry.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of transcended into the back four a little bit. It's great when you've got a goalkeeper back there on his game, saves the penalty, his handling's been clean. It's been nice.
There you go again. Akoni caught out. Barlow touches it back. Oh, just
should have kept going. Take it on yourself. But the 30-year-old has been excellent in everything. His distribution's been good too into the win.
Barlow again. Well done by Okello and Mino. Oh, there's a late challenge. Bjornthen taken out. TFC2 going the other way. That ball just dies on the turf. Plays well for Spencer, however. And Dam gets back. Isolated, no help. Mino coming late. Mino, again, no options. Has to do it himself. Splits 2 defenders. Well done.
Ben Spencer and Mino need some support there from the midfielders. I know Uccello's waiting for the switch, but come over, give him a hand.
Yes. Well, I know it's past dinner time, but no need for Stroud to make a meal of that like he did.
Bjornthen's been solid at left back. Reacted well to a tough game in Richmond. Defended well. Composed in possession. He's got a wonderful left foot.
Well, Laurent Guyot's having a different train of thought here. Maybe perhaps it's due to injury. Yes, Ben Spencer is down on the field, so Yeats is putting back on his warm-up. And it does look like that Ayo Akinola will come onto the field.
Oh, that's a horrible feeling. The third sub. I've been there before.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, your Akinola is going to come in for Ben Spencer. I've been there before. You're all set. You're going to go on. You're going to get your appearance money the last 5 minutes. And then the gaffer goes, Dunfield, just have a seat, mate.
This time it's Yeats.
It's Yates.
Yates.
Yeah,
Go
Yates.
put on your
He was very good.
He
was very good in Richmond. Yet another academy product.
Ayo Akinola getting final instructions. Bright young U.S. international youth player.
Yeah, the club got high hopes for him.
Had plenty of offers overseas. Terry decided to come to Toronto to ply his trade.
Could have gone to PSV. Heavily linked there. TFC have done well to keep him.
Frustrating evening for Ben Spencer. Ends up with the big man taking a knock. Good to see him walk off the field on his own accord. So Ayo Akinola with 2.5 minutes plus whatever time added on to make an impression here as TFC2 looking, searching, scrapping, clawing, trying to find a way to come up with their first 3 points of the season. First win of the season, I should say.
I think you want 3 points, but looking at the fixture, coming into it on paper, it was going to be a tough one for TFC. At this stage, you battled this hard. At a minimum, you want to take a point. I know you need 3, but the team's worked hard. Different type of performance. It hasn't been free-flowing, but I battled for everything.
Should be some
it's a very good New York
time
team.
added on as well, Terry, with the penalties disruption and everything around it. Seems like we waited for ages. Daniels, the captain. Bjornathan, Toronto FC2, a rare chance to push players up the field.
Just offside.
Flag goes up. Akinola coming back from an offside position. Tanari, Akinola left something in there.
Only 2 minutes left, man. It would take me another 10 minutes.
Hearing it's going to be 3 minutes of time added on. Terry, seems about right. Tanari, very good player. Covers a lot of ground for a man of his stature.
Yeah, I think he's the player that makes the Red Bulls tick, almost on both sides of the ball. We touched on him in our pregame, full of energy, covers every blade of grass out on that pitch. Suits this Red Bull philosophy of high press really well.
No sense of urgency really for their team here, Terry.
Looks as though both teams are settling for a point. It's been tough for TFC to get up the pitch and actually stay there.
Everything very compact. Look, everyone's basically in a circle.
The word cautious was spot on, that TFC haven't committed too many bodies forward. Very wary of the Red Bull threat going forward.
Referee warning Patterson Sewell, as you see it, just get caught up in that wind. Barlow beats Akello to it. Big challenge by Onconi. See if Onconi can get back, but Julian Dunn's been fantastic. He gets there first. Only a half clearance though. Tanari plays the ball. Boskovic, big foot, big time, big place. Cello gives it away. Come the Red Bulls, big challenge there for Onconi, and that's out for another Red Bulls corner kick at a very dangerous time.
For a big man, Onconi, he shifts really well. He's quite agile and covers ground quickly.
Red Bulls wisely go short to deal with this wind. Tanari, Mino, that's been a very good matchup this afternoon or this evening.
I think with this wind, in swinging, I'd put it in the box. Minute left.
De Vera closed down very well. An impressive defensive performance here at BMO Field. Didn't concede their last time out here at BMO Field either, so home field becoming a bit of a defensive fortress. Cello. Good pressure right there by Akinola. Chance for TFC to get up the field a little bit. Slow moving out. That back line needs to push forward, put pressure on the Red Bulls to follow suit. Terry, whenever you have a chance like that to get some more breathing room, you got to get up the field.
Yeah, it's tough in 90th minute. I think
got to dig deep.
If you do push up, that ball runs right through to Patterson Sewell, uncontested. It was a good touch, important touch from the right back on Coney to put it back to the goalkeeper.
The thing is, if the ball is played over the top, the wind's blowing so hard, it's going to run onto the goalkeeper. That's why it's better to push out, catch a player offside. I mean, to me, it's not even that risky considering this wind you're dealing with. On Coney. Taken down, and again, Red Bulls 2 offside.
Brian White just a little bit eager to get in behind.
Last chance saloon here for TFC 2. Just want to get this up the field. Might be more for defensive purposes than the goal scoring opportunity. Another foul on Akinola. Red Bull's just going to try to play this ball deep into the wind and see what happens. The goalkeeper, I mean, it's been a very quiet half. I don't think we've said Loro's name the entire second half. I thought he was going to come up and take this. Instead, it's Scarlett. Boskovic again. Bjornathan out to Matt Stroud, and Daniels plays that out of touch, and that's the final here at BMO Field. It's a goalless draw between Toronto FC 2 and the Red Bulls 2. A scrappy affair, Terry. Fair results for you.
Yeah, I think it was don't concede, defense first, and then see if we can create one or two opportunities. And I think that's how it played out. TFC created a couple of half chances. Ben Spencer had a header in the first half, a shot over the bar. Maybe a half chance off a set piece in the second half, but the team defended well as a unit, well organized, that middle block, and just weren't able to break from there. I thought Mino was a bright spark going forward. Difficult to get Aiden Daniels into the game, and at times Malik Johnson did okay.
Red Bulls 2 unbeaten in 5. An important point as well for Toronto FC 2. We'll highlight some star performances next as they share the spoils here at BMO Field. A goalless draw between TFC 2 and the Red Bulls 2 here on ESPN+. A goalless draw here at a very chilly BMO Field between TFC 2 and the Red Bulls 2. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. Can you feel your extremities? The calendar says spring, but it really feels like winter. And these two teams really had to deal with some adverse conditions here this evening. Wind, a bumpy pitch, And it was very scrappy at times. Full marks for the effort, Terry. Just didn't come off from an attacking perspective for either side.
I think the positive that TFC will take out of this is how well they defended at times. In the first half, I thought they created a couple of opportunities. Ben Spencer had a chance off a corner kick there. There's a Waja booking for a little bit of a late tackle. But the group defended as a unit, gave the New York Red Bulls few opportunities. White in the first half caused some problems down the right-hand side.
Yeah, the first half of play, there was many more chances for both sides. Ben Spencer's to step off Waja with a very nice ball. Nice. Right here, where it just seemed like Spencer was a step off the entire match.
Yeah, he didn't gamble. He didn't trust in the team that they were going to get the ball to him. This was a handball from Moreno.
I don't like that, Terry, to be honest. Tries to con the official here. A clear hand ball. Maybe you're watching too much World Cup 1986, Diego Maradona, but Moreno gets a well-deserved caution for his trouble.
It's a great run to the near post. Just work harder to get your head on it. Moreno here wins a...
This is the turning point of the match where Minho ruled to have taken down Moreno inside the area. So pushing and shoving ensued. It was a good 3-4 minutes before the penalty was taken by Bonomo and Patterson-Sewell up for it, Terry.
Yeah, big stop from Patterson-Sewell. Guesses the right way. It's at a nice height for him to make that save. I thought it was a little bit of a soft penalty. Touch of contact.
The Red Bulls had the better chances with the wind at their back. Barlow with the audacious overhead attempt. And that was about it on the night. Red Bulls 2, very comfortable defensively in the second half, and TFC 2 showing some very good defensive shape, preserving the goalless draw. Here's your full-time stats. The Red Bulls 61% of possession, and really Toronto FC 2. Their efforts, their chances on goal all came in the first half of play.
They did. In the second half, TFC struggled to get out of their own half and sort of stay in the New York half. It was wave after wave of New York Red Bull attacks, but the New York attacks almost fizzled out. They ran out of ideas, and I think that was credit to a well-organized TFC side.
Very impressed with the Red Bulls, the way that they defend throughout that club from the top down. Did a very nice job for Toronto FC 2, a spot to build and grow into this early USL season.
Yeah, it's a good point for TFC to build on. This is a very good New York Red Bull team that's at the top of the league, and I think it'll put them in good stead for their next game up against Pittsburgh.
Toronto FC and their young defensive line, very good on this night, preserving the draw and a hard-fought point. On behalf of Terry Dunfield, I am Gareth Wheeler. This has been USL Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.